do I maintain this in the long run? How do I keep this going over time? Because I really want to maintain this healthy nutrition and I know what I need to do, but for some reason I keep yo-yoing in and out of it. So what do I do? Hey guys, my name is Bela of Bela Coaching. I'm a psychotherapist and also a wellness coach. And I wanted to share today with you some tips, 5 practical steps to create a healthy lifestyle plan. Because I noticed that a lot of you want to learn more about nutrition, but a lot of the challenge is that you aren't sure where to go with like maintaining it over time. So a lot of us, like, we know what we need to do. We know we need to eat whole foods, plant-based diet. We know we need to have balanced nutrition and eat a lot more veggies and those kind of things. But how do we do that over time? And especially when we face temptation, especially when we're in the midst of a lot going on or we're going through different changes in our lives, how do we continue to maintain that over time? So this is something that I've learned over the last, I'd say, 4 or 5 years now, and it built off of going in and out and yo-yoing a bunch of times. So I wanted to share some of the things that I've learned through that, things that I wish I had been told in that time before I'd gotten into all of this. And so I hope that you hear me at this point, because maybe I even heard it then, but I didn't really believe it, or I didn't really get it. So I'm going to tell you, but I also understand that maybe you're not going to hear it until you experience it for yourself. So hopefully you're not as stubborn as me. So the first one is to always be a student. I don't care how long you've been trying to do well with your nutrition or trying to eat healthy and get stronger, things like that. I don't care about any of that, but any of us need to continue to grow. And I would still say, even as a wellness coach, and actually because I'm a wellness coach, it's something that is very important to continue to grow in and continue to learn about. Always looking up new recipes, whether it's new recipes, new reading, new listening to audiobooks, or watching movies or documentaries and those kind of things about your nutrition and about what's good to be putting in your body. And this just helps to keep it at, like, over time, we learn so much that if we, even just take a couple minutes each day or a couple minutes even each week, we're still going to grow so much, and it's going to help it to stick a bit deeper. We're going to continue to work through the things that we're struggling with. I think there's a tendency a lot of times to avoid or take it on yourself and, like, oh, I just don't get it and I just don't know what I'm doing. So then we start to avoid it and we push it aside, which I'll also get into in a minute. But bottom line is, if you continue to grow and you continue to press into those things that are uncomfortable, it's going to make it much easier to continue to maintain, because as you face a struggle, you work through it, and that's going to help you to continue to grow and maintain it over the long run. No matter what situation you're going through, you're going to still look for those areas where you need to grow. So the next thing is to learn to love the process, because a lot of us say, well, I have to eat healthy. I know I should eat healthy. And it sounds like such a drudge. It sounds like something that somebody is, like, pulling your fingernails out or something. Like, it sounds awful. But really, if you love the process, if you learn new recipes that you actually really enjoy, you're going to want those things. It's not about, oh, I have to give up all of these things that I love for all of these miserable carrots that you just, like, salads. I don't like salads, so I can't eat healthy. None of that. None of that. We don't need any of that bullshit, to be quite honest, because you are learning to love the process. You still need to find foods that you love and that you crave, and you're like, oh, this is so good. And you can find that within healthy food. So it doesn't have to be a drudge. Please don't make it a drudge. And if you do, you're also going to want to avoid it a lot more, because it's not going to be fun. It's not going to be pleasurable. So make it as fun as possible. Get creative, get curious. There's nothing about your self-worth associated with losing weight or with eating healthier. It doesn't mean that you're a better person or a worse person or you deserve more self-love because you're eating healthy. None of that. It's not, take the emotions out of it. That's another tip for you is just completely take the emotion out of it. But learn to love the process, learn to enjoy it and embrace it as it's happening. Um, and yeah, I definitely did not listen to that in the beginning, and it was miserable. And I didn't want to keep doing it. And thankfully, I had some of these other things in place so that I did maintain it and I did continue with it. But that's why all of these are important to have along with us. So yeah, learn to love the process. It doesn't have to be a drudge. Learn to laugh through the process. So again, this goes along with it not being a drudge, but also make it funny, make it fun. Learn to laugh at yourself. Let things roll off your back and say, oh, I messed up, or like, oh, I didn't do it right, or, oh, shoot, I messed up that recipe or something. Because it happens, guys. It happens to all of us. We're not perfect. We're not supposed to be perfect. And that's a beautiful thing. We are all very different and very diverse. We're learning a new skill. When a child is learning how to walk, you don't like walk up to him the first time he falls over and say, ah, you should just give up now. Nope, you shouldn't even do it. No, we don't do that because it's a little kid and they're learning how to walk. So we need to have that same patience with us. This is a new skill. Again, it's not about your self-worth. It is about learning a new skill. You pick up a violin for the first time, you're not going to learn it on that first time you pick it up. You're going to sound horrible, and that's okay. So just learn to laugh through the process and experiment, try new things, and get excited about that. Next, talk to somebody about what you're experiencing because there is nothing darker than our own minds. We just get so like wrapped up in our heads and we're just like, we don't know what we're doing. We're trying to research a million things online. I think one of the funniest situations was when somebody told me, or I read somewhere, it was something about coconut oil, and I was like, huh, I haven't heard much about that before. I wonder what that's about. And I typed in coconut oil to Google, and it was like a billion results. Guys, there is so much information out there. It's information overload. And then we just get wrapped up in it. We're like, well, what do I believe? Some of these are saying it's good. Some of these are saying it's bad. Do I believe that? Do I think that? Do I want to do that? Oh my goodness. And then these people. And then we get caught in this huge rabbit trail over coconut oil. It's no biggie. Like, we really don't have to dive that deep into it. Unless, of course, you want to be a nutritionist and, go all deep into something. But for the average Joe, we don't, Joe or Jane, however you want to say it, Jill, just accept that, you just talk it through with somebody. Don't go down those dark rabbit trails. Find other people that are doing it alongside you, and that's going to be a huge support to you. And, walking along with somebody that has also done it before as well is going to be hugely helpful because you feel less alone, and there's so much like confusion. Like I said, you read all these different things online. So having a steady system to follow, so many of these plans, I'm not going to say all of them, but many of the plans, they nutrition plans or meal plans or things like that, they have good intentions. And for many of them, if you continue to follow them, they actually, I would say most of them can take you to a healthy place. Again, now I'm questioning whether that's right or not. But again, whole foods, plant-based. You stay with the whole grains, the veggies, the fruits. You really can't go wrong with food that is from nature, that is from the earth. So stick with that. It's a very simple process, and it's going to help to make you so much stronger mentally and physically. But talking to somebody who has been there and has done that and can help lead you through it can help to give you a lot of calmness, a lot of clarity and peace about what you need to do and how you can do this because they've been through that. And they can also help reflect it back to you. So I would also say don't be shy about sharing honestly with this person. So this is point number 5. So don't be shy because, and I say shy, but some of you aren't shy, you're avoidant. So like if you, yes, I was that way too. So you're holding back and you're like, this isn't working. She's going to see that I suck at this. She's going to see that I can't handle this and or I just have too much going on, so I'm just going to avoid her. I'm just going to disappear. I'm just going to stop talking. And that's not what we want to do either, because I can't help you, or we can't help you if we don't know what's going on. So if the healthy people in your life, if you just completely like put up a wall, they don't know what's going on, so they can't help you through it. Does that mean that you are a failure, or you're a mess up, or you should never try it again? No, not at all. Just take that baby step. Just talk to that person and let them know what's going on so that they can help you to get better and to work through it instead of just avoiding it, because the avoiding is what leads to the yo-yo in my mind. That's what I'm thinking. If you have other thoughts, please feel free to share them in the comments. But a lot of what happens with yo-yoing is we get into trying to do it well, and then we get discouraged, or we get overwhelmed, or our brain starts racing, or life takes over. So if we can ground ourselves and be honest about what we're going through and say, look, this is the challenge that I'm facing. Do I think that because you have a lot going on that you can't eat healthy? No, I don't think that. Do I think because you don't have much time to meal prep that you are going to be unsuccessful and you're never going to be able to eat healthy? No, I don't think that. I think you can make healthy food choices work for you no matter what your lifestyle, no matter what your life situation. And I truly believe that eating healthy is not for the privileged. It's not for people who have a lot of time on their hands. It's for people that want to live that long, healthy life full of energy and mental clarity. There's so much benefit to healthy nutrition. It doesn't have to be time consuming. It doesn't have to be expensive. So those are a few things. I would say those are 5 practical steps to creating that healthy lifestyle plan that works in the long term. Okay, so these are things that you continue throughout that. I also have other videos on mental health and nutrition, and I will be tagging them as resources down below. I also have some resources for vegan, for learning more about vegan and how to become vegan and things like that. I also want to invite you, though, to be a part of the next class that I'm offering. So it's going to be 8 weeks, and I'm really excited to be offering this because I've noticed that it's a huge need among the clients that I have and among the people that I meet who are seeking a healthy lifestyle choice. It's how do I maintain this in the long run, and how do I keep going with this? So that's one of the things that I want to invite you into today. It's going to be 8 weeks. There'll be an individual session at the beginning to help you get a plan and get you set up right, and then there's going to be a individual call at the end, and that's going to help you to figure out what your next steps are as well. So it'll be 8 individual sessions. You'll be able to work through a transition to vegan. You'll be able to work through emotional eating or stress eating, how to stop eating late at night. Let's see, what are some other things? Learning more about like mental health and nutrition connections, and then also just the practical stuff of like, how do you meal prep in a quick fashion? What are some recipe ideas that you have for this kind of lifestyle, or these kind of needs? So yeah, I will be linking the Eventbrite and the information to that down below. If this does become an older video, then just check out the updated services on kbelacoach.com. That'll also be linked below so that you'll be able to see updated resources. But definitely check those out and see what's up and coming. And I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Bye.